Hello and welcome back to Well Said Podcast. I'm so excited because today is going to be an episode about 10 things I'm bringing into 2025. And I think this was the most amazing change, reflection, difference in who I am year. And these are the things that are staying constant and true. These are the things that I thought about. I was like, what do I want to bring into the year? What am I intentionally bringing into the year? And I think towards the end of the year, you guys, I'll do a fun little episode where I do like quick little things like, my sleepy time mocktails and stuff like that. Of course, those are coming into the year, but these are a little bit more intentional, a little bit more baked out, and they're 10 things. And I cannot wait to talk about them. Really, really quick. I wanted to tell you guys something so exciting because I went and got like all my Christmas presents for everybody, Jordan's fam and my fam. And if you are Taylor, my sister, and you are listening, you need to get off here for a second. Like literally skip forward 1 minute. Taylor, now, if you're still here, get off. Okay. Taylor's Christmas present, you guys, this year is me asking her to be my maid of honor because I'm not actually having like a wedding party, but I do want my sister to be like in that wedding party. So technically I am having a wedding party. I guess it's just a party of one and it's just my sister. Jordan just has his brother, Jordan asked his brother with an ice at a Packer game, which I thought was hilarious. I am asking her for this cute little setup and I didn't know I was going to have so much fun creating this cute little box with a little theme. The theme is pink. I will share what I put in it once I actually give the gift to her on Christmas. So you will see soon enough, but it is so cute and I canvaed it up. And you know what? I'm like, this is really freaking fun. They don't tell you about the little things like making people's days brighter, like close to you with wedding stuff. That is so much fun. And I can't wait to give it to her. So Taylor, I hope you're not listening. That would be really rude and really mean. And so if you heard this, act surprised because I'm mad at you. Okay. But did some Christmas shopping. I had the best day of mentorship on what day was that? Saturday morning. Here's the thing. We all have done this hungover Saturday morning. You get up, you roll out of bed, you get your coffee. I've kind of shifted from that to like, I don't really love to drink. If I do, it's like a few glasses of wine or maybe a cocktail or two on a special occasion. But whatever you like to do, just trying to have an intentional Saturday morning, right? So now like I've moved away from the hangover problem to now it's like, okay, I sleep in a little bit. I get up, I make my coffee. I do intentional things like maybe I try to find myself in a meditation or whatever it is, or I make a breakfast that I'm really excited about. And then I go on with my day. Intentionally though, I get really stressed when I don't like intentionally spend my weekends because that time is so sacred. It's my like free freaking time. And I don't know if anybody else gets that because I'm having the scaries going into tomorrow knowing that like, oh my God, I got more work to do. Like I had my days off. I should have done more, shoulda, coulda, woulda. So having those intentional mornings is everything this year. This was just a sidebar. Saturday morning, woke up, 8 a.m., went to Callan's house, met with Anna and Callan, and literally just ideated the crap, not only about the next year, but my next 10 years. And these are the types of exercises that I want to bring you guys through. Like this is exactly what has made me have such a shift in me, my personal brand, the type of merch I put out, the type of content I'm going to put out, the courses I'm going to provide you. Everything is changing. And I want you to come along with me. And I want you to be a part of the things that have changed my life. And I think we're going to have so much freaking fun in 2025. So get freaking ready. But those intentional mornings have changed the way I look at weekends. Like what a treat. I'm not working when I go to work on the podcast and Well Said as a business. I'm treating myself to an intentional morning of thought around where I'm going, where I'm taking my next steps, where my hobbies are going to take me, what my future looks like. That is such a treat. And I think until you think of it as investing in yourself in an exciting way, as like a treat with your coffee, or like maybe you sauna after, maybe you go work out after, see friends for apps after, whatever it is, using your mornings, I think is a huge thing that I'm learning and taking into this year. So that's a little sneak peek in what we're going to talk about. But first I want to say favorite things. Honestly, I wore this one on purpose, this hoodie. This is a TNA hoodie. I love her. I have this matching sweatpants. I'm wearing sweat shorts right now. And I love her from Aritzia. She is a constant. She's a grab and go for me. I wear her all the time. You could wear her with a blazer or jacket with a nothing. Like literally love her. Love TNA. Love these hoodies. They're amazing. Speaking of hoodies though, I have merch coming. So I'm excited for you to share that. You know what I'm saying? And Other favorite thing, I'm like, what did I want to tell you guys about? Well, skin pen I was going to tell you about because my skin is like turning over like a mofo and it feels so refreshed, but holy crap, it's dry. But I know this time worked because I can see already the change in my complexion. My scars are not even remotely as intense as they were previously to having skin pen done. So kind of obsessed with that, especially coming into the collagen flip over where we start to lose collagen instead of make collagen in our skin at 27. That's how old I am. So very interested to continue like dabbling in what processes work. I will say something I've been treating myself with too that I'm also like loving / favorite thing is a facial. How come I felt so guilty giving myself like that option to get a facial? Like I've been getting a facial downtown and with this lady named Alicia at Sloan's Beauty Bar, and I've been loving it. And this is just like a wash, rub, like get some moisture on there. She does some like skin peeling stuff, whatever. This facial is changing my skin. Like genuinely speaking, it is changing my skin. And I don't know why I felt so guilty getting facials before, but I'm going to continue getting facials. That's all I have to say. So anywho, that's what I've been loving. That's what I've been liking. Hoodies, facials, skin pen, treating myself when I can, when it's in the budget, but also budgeting for it. You know what I'm saying? All right, now into the 10 things I'm bringing into 2025. Number 1, intentional wellness routines. And I'm talking about bedtime and morning. I'm bringing this into 2025 because it is the only way that I'm going to change my sleep. And I'm telling you this as number 1 because it is the most important one. If I've learned anything in 2024, it's that your sleep is the priority. And I don't know how many people have to tell you that. I don't know where you need to hear it from or who you need to hear it from, but I'm telling you here, your sleep is your number 1 health priority. If you don't have your sleep figured out, you don't have the other shit figured out. I hate to say it. Do not go buy the supplements, or the additional supplement, let's just say like a super greens or something like that, when you are not dialing in your sleep. You can keep adding on supplements and keep spending your money, but I guarantee the benefits you'll see in your skin, your gut, your mood, your general energy from figuring out your sleep is going to be huge. So what I mean by that, intentional routines, okay? Focus on the importance of winding down and creating sustainable habits. Let me tell you about the ones that are coming with me in this number 1. I plug my phone in across the room now every single night, and it has drastically changed my sleep. You know why? Because I'm forced to get off of it. I have to like physically get up, put it over there, turn my alarm off, which now I don't snooze my alarms, by the way. And I come back into bed and I intentionally breathe. I do deep breaths, try to do kind of like an active meditation in my head, and then I fall asleep. That is amazing. You know why? Because it's more than 6 feet away from you while you sleep. You're not getting those rays, whatever they're called. I'm blanking on the word. I'm going to say the wrong EMF or whatever the acronym is, from your phone being on right next to your head as you sleep. You don't need it there. You're sleeping. It's not necessary. Put your phone on loud and keep the people that you need to hear from on loud. It'll all be good. So that has been huge for me. It has helped my REM, which sounds like totally crazy. But on top of that, here's what I do. I usually try to get like totally cleaned up, like wash my face, do my skincare routine. I'm trying to get into gouaching, but I have not started getting into gouaching. I can never say it right in as a verb. Then I go downstairs, I make my nighty-night sleepy time organic tea. It is my favorite tea. If I'm feeling frisky and wild, I might make my own hot chocolate with a little like bone broth, a little bit of coconut milk, but usually it's my sleepy time tea, okay? Then I head upstairs. Usually by this point, I've chosen that I'm not going to scroll on TikTok or Instagram, and I'm just going to sit. And I know the tea takes about 30 minutes to hit your system to get you like sleepy. So I'm back in bed. I'm just enjoying company with Jordan, enjoying company with my animals. I'm sipping my tea. If he's got to do something on his computer for work up there, which we try not to do computers in bed, but we're not quite there yet. We have a little bit of flexibility that we need to have right now with work. But we I'll like read, maybe I'll just be sipping my sleepy time tea, kind of having intentions for the week. Maybe I'll start writing my workout for the week. Maybe I'm going to figure out what days and what times I'm working out and commit to those and look them up. But that time is just wind down time. It is nothing else. It gets your mind ready for where you're going to go, where you're going to sleep, what you're going to do. I start usually like thinking positive thoughts because for some reason, it's very easy for us to do a spiral of what we didn't do that day or that week or whatever you're feeling guilty for. So try to get your positive thoughts going right away. And then I'm not going to lie, I pop my Relax supplement because that stuff knocks me out. Okay. It is called Relax. It's from Lifetime. It's my favorite supplement. Honestly, if I had to pick one supplement from them, minus their magnesium and their D3, I would pick Relax because I deep sleep. And it does not have melatonin in it, okay? So that is my key to my wind down. I will, if I can, take a bath here and there, like with a little Epsom salt, or I think it's called Seju or something like that. I'm probably saying it wrong. Muscle relaxer. I've posted about it before, like bath salt, and I am loving that bath time. I did not even know I liked baths. I'm dead ass. I've lived in this house for 3 years. And prior to 2 weeks ago, I had taken maybe 2 or 3 baths in all of my time living here. And I've taken probably 6 or 7 in the last 2 weeks. So I've just found it actually relaxes my muscles and it gives me intentional time to just like sit. And that's what I'm looking for when I'm getting my bedtime routine. So making sure your bedtime routine is like stacked. And I'm spending a lot of time on this one because it is the most important one. The one that I slacked on, the one that when I fell off, I saw negative things like happening to me. Then coming into the morning, waking up, turning your alarm off. Hopefully you've got a hatch or like you can set your alarm off and then just like leave your phone for a minute. Then maybe that is like you go and immediately make your hot water and lemon. I'm getting into that this year. Hot water and lemon. Or maybe it's time for your coffee and water and electrolytes. Like you're doing something intentionally, waking yourself up, brushing your teeth, washing your face, and getting on with your morning. Do you know how many times I have wasted my morning away scrolling aimlessly on TikTok or Instagram, just doing nothing with my intentions for the day? When I'm getting my coffee, then I'm not rushed. Like I've spent no time on my phone yet that day. My brain is fresh. I've walked outside, maybe let Deacon outside, and then I'm intentionally setting my like attitude for the day. Like, and it doesn't have to be this sit down intention setting. It can be 5 words in your head of like, okay, today I am feeling strong. I'm going to be confident. I'm going to be like intentional with my words. I'm going to be authentic and I'm going to be brave. That in itself is going to change the trajectory of your day. So literally lock in your morning and your nighttime routine for your wellness. I promise you, you're going to see change. 2, I put this one as balance your fitness philosophies. So a lot of what this year brought me was heavy lifting, feeling strong, feeling really, 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 really strong. And I love that. And then I had surgery and then I kind of lost some of my strength and that felt really crappy too. But I will say my body needed that break. And I probably was going harder than what I should have been doing on my body. So I was doing strength, but I was doing like heavy lifting strength. And strength and lifting, they're the same thing, but heavy strength lifting is a whole nother thing, another facet. And I was getting like backaches and I'm not gonna lie, my like knees were aching and my shoulders would feel funky. And I was always like cracking my back because I felt weird. So what I feel like I had problems with, and this is when I sat after having surgery and could think about this, is I had a really skewed understanding of fitness. And I think it takes everybody to go through their routine. And I'm still going to keep going through my fitness, like, you know, knowledge and wealth of knowledge as I go. But I thought when I heard people say strength training, you had to be just doing strength training all the time, every day, 24/7. And that meant really, really, really heavy. And I was wrong. And it wasn't something I was preaching to everybody else. It was just for myself, which is so silly. And I wasn't prioritizing, honestly, like lower impact strength or lower weight strength. I wasn't, doing zone 2 as much. I also wasn't saunaing, cold tubbing, red light therapying at all. In fact, I was being really, really lackadaisical with like recovery. And that was wearing down my body. Honestly, it reminded me of the old days when I played hockey and lacrosse and I would have no sleep and I would just go like an animal forever. So I really needed to merge my workout planning with a sense of like balance and calm days. So I just wanted to say this. Your strength days, your intense maybe days of like burn or whatever you mean by that, are just as important as your yoga days and vice versa. Your wind down days, your light walk days, whatever that is. Like I want you to know that. And I want to start training for strength and mobility versus just like strength to have a big butt. And I'll admit it, I wanted a big butt. Sorry about it. Like I did. I wanted to squat. I wanted to like have the curvature, and I really want to feel good at my body now. Like I just want to feel strong and toned because I want to feel solid. And I don't really care how big my butt gets. Like I really freaking don't. It's funny how you just like, you go balls to the walls in something and then you're like, what was I doing? Right. So my intentional like thing that I'm bringing into the year is like sauna, yoga, nature walks, and then like intentional lifting. And I think I make so many excuses for not going outside in the winter, and I'm done doing that. I need to just do it. I'm going to set a timer. I'm going to go for 15 minutes. I'm going to bundle up. It's okay if you're Minnesota or Canada or wherever you guys are, Chicago. I see you guys all over. Bundle up, get outside. If you're in the South anywhere, I'm jealous of you, but get outside. You're like cheering us on from afar. One of the things too is when I'm rushed and I don't have that balanced philosophy of fitness and I'm just like getting the gym, I got to do a quick lift. I'm just going to go as heavy as possible. You are prone to injury. And then you don't spend the time that you like were excited about doing there, like in the things you're supposed to do. So what do I mean by that? I was excited to get to the gym, to work out, to work my body and then recover, right? And I rushed in there and I spent too long on something before, and I dwindled down my workout time because I wasn't respectful of my own time. And now I'm missing out on the recovery time because I really want to get a good burn in. That's not fair to me. So I'm being intentional with that time. And I'm planning the workouts ahead of time because that is the key to this. That's something I've learned from many years ago. If you don't know what you're doing, by the time that you get there, you're probably going to twiddle your thumbs and be like, yeah, no, I'm leaving. So plan your workouts. A little write-in I have from my Well Said crew. I've got to zoom because this is like, for some reason, showing this so far away. Whoa. This one says, it's related to number 2, working out in a different season. I'm going abroad for a whole semester soon, and I'm anxious about being out of routine and not working out. Wondering if you have any advice on how to balance wellness and working out while also in a foreign place and a cool opportunity. Well, first of all, you have to take this with like, oh my gosh, so much energy and excitement, like going to a foreign place and being there. Sorry if you can hear my cats in the background fighting. That is going to be so much fun. I went abroad to Madrid and it was a blast. And my sister went to Barcelona actually. So we both were in Spain and it was amazing. I talk about balance a lot, and I think this is a perfect opportunity to bring it up again because you are not going to ever probably spend a semester in a different country, in a new city, exploring. And I think what we forget too about exploring and wanting to like see all the things is you're going to walk a lot. You're going to explore a lot. You're going to be curious. Your mind is on. You're doing different things. I think what you have to remember is this is a season. Like you said this is a season. You said it yourself. You can work out a little bit less and probably have no change because you're moving your body. You're exploring. You're doing all the things. And I would prioritize exploring a new city and experiences over a few more days in the gym, especially when you're choosing the gym over like something that you can go see that's a once in a lifetime opportunity. We will always have more time in the gym when you get back. You will always have more time to grab those weights and move your body and do all the things, but don't discount the movement of your body, walking around, exploring the city, like running like from one city to the next as you explore. Like all of that is movement. Movement does not have to be discriminated against. It doesn't have to be lunges with weights in hand. It can be walking around in a beautiful city. So remember how lucky you are to have this opportunity. And remember that you can find a gym if you'd like, and you can make your own little routine there. And it might look different, but again, it's just a season. Use it for your power, explore, and also you're working out your brain, you're working out your discovery, like instead of just working out your body. So I just would say sometimes when you have to lean into one thing because it's a chapter of life, you've got to lean out of another, and that is completely okay. Literally okay. Plus, last thing I'll say is the food over there is way better for you, like way better for you. And I will just say that I didn't have any like serious bloating issues or stomach issues or anything like that with the food that was over there like I do here in America. So take that with whatever you will. I just didn't see as much issues with what I was eating, but I really just soaked up all the opportunities. And when I got back, I grinded again a little bit, but I don't regret any second of taking time off at the gym. All right, we're moving into number 3, simplified skincare journey. I've talked about this one a few times and I won't go overbearing like on it, but I had chased trends. Oh my God, I would see something on TikTok. I would dive so freaking deep into it. I mean, you guys can probably think of all the things right now, like the Korean skincare brands, the glow recipe. I mean, oh my God, I was going wackadoodle on it. The only thing I took from that is using an oil-based cleanser and then also using a regular cleanser after that, like actually washing your face. But I am literally back to the basics because let me tell you something that none of the influencers, brands, all those people are telling you online. You use all of these products, you create an unrealistic financial routine that you cannot keep up with. That's number 1. Number 2, your skin barrier is like, what the actual hell are you doing? Way too much change, way too many layers. I went to 3 different estheticians asking them questions about, okay, well, is my routine now that I've simplified too little moisture, too little vitamin C, or, an alternative to that, or too little of something? They're like, no, your skin is beautiful. It is strong. It can work itself. It just needs a little bit of moisture, a little bit of X, Y, and Z, these products that I use, and you are good to go. And they're like, you could go back to the basics in the same way. I'm like, what did I just spend? I'm not joking you guys, like 10 days of my life worth of TikTok videos on trying to learn a new healthcare routine. Like skincare routine. I'm like, what was I doing? And I got so engulfed in it, and I would order stuff immediately and just like immediately start mixing into my routine. And then the next week, another product would come in and I'd mix it in. And I'm wondering why I have acne, why I have all these reactions on my skin, red blotches on my skin when I would wake up, like allergic reactions. Dude, chill. So just intentional choices with your skincare is going to go a long way. It also simplifies so much more than just your skincare. I know that sounds so cheesy, but it just simplifies your brain. I'm not looking on TikTok for the next big product because I have what I need. It like actually soothed my brain that I'm not like a shopaholic anymore. This is part of it. Skincare and clothes are my issue, and I don't have money to spend on clothes right now because I am paying for a wedding. So it honestly made my mind calm again by doing that and having intentional choices like, nope, I use Revision, I go to Lydia, that's it. End of story, done. Number 4, clean living transition. And this is not going to be what you probably think I'm going to say. I think this is going to be a little bit different for everybody when they hear this. I do this in such a different approach, I think, than most of the people that I'm seeing online right now. And that's totally cool with me. Like, it is everybody for themselves and doing the things that work for them. But I think there's a difference between progress and perfection. And I'm not trying to be perfect. I am trying to have progress that is sustainable. I think progress, when you do one little change at a time, is sustainable. You also know if it works for you or if it doesn't. When you just, let's just say you want to change every single thing in your house. You want to change your shampoo and your makeup and your cleaning supplies and your detergent and your dishwasher pods. I mean, like, and every single thing in your refrigerator right at once. Oh my God, here we go. That is not sustainable. You also probably have leftover product. What a waste. And you've been doing it for this long. You're going to be okay if you just finish the thing that you bought. You know what I'm saying? Let's not be wasteful. Also, I've been doing a really good job now, I think, of choosing the best option that I can find that's within budget. And I think that there's a lot of shame around like getting clean products that are like not quite clean enough. And maybe not like a lot of shame. I'm being a little dramatic with this, but it's like, no, you can't use that because this other product is actually the cleanest version. And that one has a little bit of like fragrance still in it, or that candle. No, we said soy, but like no fragrance, period. End of story. Like, even though you love candles and they make you happy, it's just, it makes life so difficult to just enjoy. So just try to simplify how you think of your clean living transition. What does that mean for you? Because that could mean something totally different to you than it does to me. For me, it's one thing at a time. As I run out, if it works for me. I've returned plenty of natural makeup, clean makeup that I was like, yeah, no, that ain't working for me. And I'm sticking to my ex. At the time, it was NARS that I was sticking to because it just wasn't working. And I wasn't ready to upset my skin again. So I went back to NARS. No big deal. No issues. And then I eventually changed to Ilia and Merit, like because I chose to and because I ran out of products. So clean living doesn't have to be immediate, doesn't have to be abrupt, but I will say I want to lower the toxins that I'm exposed to because I feel better. And you know how I feel better? Is because I don't think about how I feel. When you're feeling different, you're actually not thinking about it. You usually think about how you feel when you're feeling crappy. Like think about when you have a sick day. I'm like on my deathbed thinking about how sad I feel for myself and like how crappy it is and how thankful I should be of every day that I'm healthy. Can't wait to get healthy. We only think about when we're really bad, usually speaking. When you don't have to think about, wow, I have a migraine. Wow, my skin is reacting. Wow, I feel like lightheaded or like my eyes are not as clear or, like different things like that. You can think clearly, you can see clearly, you can live clearly. So I've been living clearly. I've been doing clean products, but I'm doing them in a realistic, one step at a time approach. I will eventually make like my clean product guide, and I call it clean swaps instead of like fully clean. I will tell you if there's something in there that is like, still a little bit frowned upon. But I think it is so, so important to take it one step at a time. All right, 5, we're going into 5, mindful consumption. So this is mostly about my spending habits. What I was kind of alluding to is just not buying into trends and like really focusing or trying to focus on sustainable purchasing decisions. And this is a newer thing for me. I think I've had some issues, and I talked about this with like, I was buying like, you guys, Amazon underwear made of like plastic. Like I think I talked about this, polyester underwear, not good for the hoo-ha, not good. And so speaking of hoo-ha, I switched to hoo-ha underwear and I've been loving it, like literally loving it. Mineral underwear. This is not an ad. I don't get paid by them. I have no correlation. I purchase my own underwear. They've got some good shit. So that I would call a mindful consumption, a mindful purchasing decision. My friend Rachel, who owns Shop Kyote, if you haven't checked them out, you should. They're a cute bag, a sustainable bag. She told me a bunch of sustainable clothing brands. So the next time I needed jeans, which I feel like is every day somehow, some way, I went to Gap and I tried to find a pair that was mostly or 100% cotton, right? That those are in budget, sustainable for the most part, based off the material, and just not buying into trends. Like I went to Gap today. Saw a red sweater. I was like, I might buy this red sweater. Put on the sweater. Then I'm like, wait, am I just going to wear this for the next like week? And then I'm not going to wear it because I don't wear red ever, literally ever. Yep. So we said, no, we're setting that baby down. I'm not buying into all of it. I promise you when I'm posting about something, you guys, I actually like love it. And I'm only sharing it to you because I think you might need it or might want it. Don't ever, ever, ever feel like you need to buy into trends, especially not ones that are coming from even me or anybody else if they are considered a trend to you. So just focus on sustainable purchases. And I'm really focusing on financial wellness as much as I can with planning a wedding. It is a lot of money. And I think we all know that. If you've been through it, you're like nodding your head like, yep, it is. If you haven't been through it, there's nothing you can really prepare for it. If you have a savings, great. But I don't have dollars that are free at all right now. So I've almost had to get into this mindful consumption mindset because I'm somebody who loves going to home goods and like buying like literally everything in sight and buying into trends a little bit. I mean, it's kind of like I saw the brown set from Aloe Yoga and I'm hoping, praying to God that I get it from Jordan for Christmas, but I didn't buy into the trend because I just can't right now. So mindful consumption can mean not buying into trends and just trying to purchase a little bit more sustainable. So think about that the next time you're making your purchase in 2025. Investment into self is number 6. And this means 2 things. This is financial and this is self. They're 2 different things. Financial risk-taking and investing risk-taking into yourself. Okay. So I'm going to talk about financial first, and then we'll talk about the personal thing second. Financial first is investing in yourself. And this is a huge, huge thing for my 2025 calendar. I'm going to invest in myself. I need to be investing in what I believe in, which is this wellness platform that I've created. Me as a person, that means retreats. That means mentors, paying for the mentors. That means paying for the better platform. That means spending more on my merch because I wanted to have quality. Everything I'm doing is investing in myself. And yes, it's more expensive and it is hard to see your hard-earned dollars go out the window. But when you're investing in yourself, you are taking bigger strides forward than you can even imagine. and investing in you, even if that means like, I've never, like I'm speaking out loud of like, I've never invested in my 401k more than $50 a month or whatever it is. I'm going to go ahead and bump it to 75. That is investing in you, like bumping it up, asking for financial help. Maybe it is like time to get a financial advisor. Maybe, right? Maybe it's time to download an app on your phone and start putting in $50 and trying to invest in stock. Maybe that's not for you, right? So you're getting help from a boyfriend or a mom or a brother or a sister or whoever, but financially investing in you is so important. And mostly what I'm talking about is that give back to you. So the wellness women's panel that you really want to go to that I'm going to host later this year. What? Things like that. Like I'm going to go on a retreat with my friend Anna, who I'm so excited to spend time with her because I've been saying I was going to go on a retreat for 3 freaking years and I still am sitting here unretreated. Okay. Taking the time to invest in you, an online course. For me, I'm in branding. I really want to expand my marketing knowledge for like Google ads and things like that I'm just not well versed in. I'm going to spend the money to learn a little bit more on that. So invest in yourself. Investing also means the importance of long-term relationships, which is what we're going to talk about next. But really investing into those relationships this year, I have never had this be more true, is I don't need a million friends. I just want the really good circle of ones. But I also am investing in myself by investing in other people. Now, let me explain. I work at Lifetime full-time. I share that all the time. I have no problem sharing it. And I do get a lot of people reaching out wanting to work at Lifetime or wanting to talk about Lifetime. And although I am busy, I will always talk to anybody who is someone who's coming up or they're coming laddered over or sideways, coming over from something else because somebody invested at me at one point and I'm going to invest in other people. And that is also investing in self because it also feels good and you're giving back and you know that the ladder of the person, the mentor that helped you is being fed into by you helping the person that's coming right underneath you as the next person in that ladder, right? So hopefully the butterfly effect, that trickle effect continues on by investing in yourself. Number 7 is cultivating right relationships and circles. Holy crap. This is one of the most important ones. I almost wish I would have put it at the top, although these are not in ranked order. Mentors, friends, new friends. And I know that I talked about having that smaller circle of like really close-knit friends, but allowing your circle to grow to where it is necessary and needed. I let my circle grow in 2024 and I'm going to let it grow a little bit in 2025. Really, 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 really intentionally. Where I spend my time is completely intentional. This is about quality over quantity. So I'm not saying a lot of people. I'm just saying when you have the opportunity to get into the room with people who have big minds and have big ideas and are going to push you outside of your comfort zone. That girl that you saw who was doing the big thing, like a Callan, that's my mentor, right? An Anna, there's Maggie who's been on the podcast. She's a human design coach. Like, oh my God, those people that are big thinkers in their side hustles, you want to know more about and you want to think like them, spend your time around them. That is where I have learned the most. That is where I have been able to understand where I could go. That is so important to get your circle of people who are smarter than you, better at things than you, stronger than you. I mean, all of the better than yous so they can bring you up. Those mentors are beyond important and they can still be friends. Now, I also will say that there are different types of friendships and I have an amazing circle of people that I am keeping as close to me as possible that I'm bringing into 2025. You know who you are if you're listening. And that has been a labor of love, to be totally honest with you. I think some of us sitting here thinking about our friends, we've got some friends that we needed to let go of. We needed to create boundaries with. And I'm giving you permission in 2025 to do that. Have the tough conversation, or maybe just respectfully create some distance, because having the right circles of people to lift you up is going to take you further in 2025. If you came into 2024 with a friendship you were not excited about that is still giving you anxiety today, I urge you to make the choice to change that relationship with that person now. Do not drag it on for another year. Do not drag it into 2025 when you've got your intentions set on something big. I will say the last intentional relationship I want to call out in cultivating that right relationship is your personal ones, your parents, your sisters or your brothers, but also your significant other. And I noted down that regular date nights are imperative for Jordan and I. They're so important for us to just like spend that time together without our phones, because the craze of life is going to continue moving around you. But that love that we create together, not the love just from him, the love that we create together makes me feel safe and special. And that's a part of me being able to function correctly. Like, who remembers, or maybe you're in this and I apologize if you are, because that is the worst feeling, but who remembers being at school or being in college and getting like a weird like text from your significant other, or like you had like a weird night before and you can't focus, you can't think, you can't do your work, you can't do your school. You're like, don't want to see anybody. You want to bundle yourself up in a little blanket and hibernate. That still stands true if you've got something funky going on in your life with your personal relationships. So cultivate the right one. If you're feeling that right now, I want you to ask yourself some tough questions, and also just remember that you're not in a rush for life. You can absolutely take risks with relationships, especially with personal ones, with like romantic ones. Take the risk, whether it be in or out of the relationship, and cultivate the right one in 2025. We're doing that together. Number 8 is intentional side hustle. And I talk about a side hustle sometimes. I definitely need to dive into it. But one of the things that I'm going to say about this is the importance of dedicated focus on your side hustle. So finding a hobby can also be like your side hustle. Like a hobby and a side hustle can be one and the same. And I think I can do a better job of helping you figure out what that is. Like, what lights you up? What can you do and be creative with? I think limiting beliefs are going to stand in the way of you having a side hustle or a hobby because you haven't tried. Hate to say it, but you got to try and fail or dislike, so to speak, before you figure out what you like. I didn't just know I like podcasting. Like I tried journalism school, and then I dropped out of like ASU journalism school and went back to the U. And what else did I do? I tried going to like the local news station, seeing if I liked it, maybe a different position there. Like I tried, and I couldn't find exactly what I was looking for. But the fact of the matter is I tried until I found something that stuck. So trying things is going to be your win, and finding that thing, whether it be painting or maybe you do graphic design, or maybe your hobby is working out, or whatever it may be, spend intentional time doing it this year. Not just whenever you get to it, not just when you have a rainy day, not just on a Sunday afternoon, I should say, where no one can hang out because you already exhausted all your, friends to see if they could get together. I'm talking about setting dedicated focus time to your hobby. If you really want to get better at it and you want to grow with it, make a goal, get in the mindset of time equals goals settings and also goal reaching, and start doing the thing. Good God, like why are we putting it aside? Why are we not prioritizing the thing we want to do? Like if you want to be better at painting, set some time aside to paint, right? I don't know why paint is always a hobby I go to. Maybe it's because when I was little, I wanted to be a painter so bad. You guys, my mom is so good at painting. She painted a mural in our home when we were little, and it was in the basement, by the way, in the creepiest room. Like what the room was so scary. It was our playroom, and it was for sure haunted. Sorry, that room was haunted. And she painted a mural on the wall of me and my sister and our dog, and I see the moon and the moon sees me. God bless the moon and God bless me. And it was our house, and it was just the coolest thing ever. So when I think of hobbies, I think of painting because my mom has a painting hobby. Find your hobby. I have another write-in about tasks and ADHD, and I'm going to read it out loud to you guys because this one was chatted in, and I recently closed my chat. So don't text my chat. Email me instead, or just go to the link in my bio to get advice. This one says, the paralyzing feeling of ADHD that prevents me from doing the tasks that I should be prioritizing. I feel like my own worst enemy, and I need tips on how to combat this without always taking ADHD meds. My specific situation is that I lost my job last month, so I'm on the job hunt, but it feels like the biggest task ever to the point I have trouble even opening my laptop sometimes. Any advice is greatly appreciated. I can relate to this. This is me when I was struggling with the podcast stuff. Is I had a hard time recording or even opening my laptop to do any of the work, like at all. So having grace, first of all, I think what I've realized, and if you can think back with me here too, is that when I've made a to-do list and I've just started doing the things that are giving me so much anxiety, setting 5 minutes aside and saying, okay, I'm going to start this thing that is freaking me out, like resetting my resume. I actually realized that it's not that scary because I just started doing it. It gets scary when the to-do list gets longer and you've stalled and your brain is like, oh my God, we shouldn't have waited this long. Oh my God, we're waiting longer. Oh my God, we're running out of time. I should have been doing this, should have been doing that. Get out of your head. Spend time with the thing that makes you uncomfortable. It will make you stronger and it will make you better. Also, ask for help. Asking for help will make it not as intimidating. Maybe the intimidation of updating your resume is actually the fact of you don't know what a good resume should look like and what to put on your resume. Well, I have a few tricks up my sleeve. Ask a friend or two, hey, can I see your resume? I'm redoing my resume. Cool. Also, maybe asking somebody from a recent employer or a future employer, like, what do you look for on a resume as you're interviewing? Okay. Finally, I would say use ChatGPT. What should I be putting on a resume, especially if I'm hired or, what is it called? Interviewing in X area. What should I put on there? Here are my credentials. Here are accomplishments I've made. Can you quiz me until we get to a resume that I'm excited about? Now, all of a sudden, it wasn't that intimidating, and it might actually be kind of, in a weird way, fun because it's a whole new way to think about doing a new task, like finding a job or doing a resume that you haven't done before. Remove the intimidation of it by just starting. It is so hard to just start, but I promise you it'll be so much more approachable and you will prove yourself wrong. And now all the other tasks are just flowing because you've started. All right, I got 2 more for you. 2 more, crew. Cooking as self-care, nurturing your body is number 9. This is something I'm bringing into 2025 because cooking truly is something that I have learned over time. I remember when I was in college, you guys, I would eat Stouffer's lasagna in my apartment. It was 1301 in downtown Minneapolis. If you go to the U of M, you know what it is. I would eat Stouffer's lasagna. I would eat Topper's pizza sticks. I would eat Marie Callender's chicken pot pie. Yum. And then I would eat, this is when I thought I was getting really feisty and like, wow, she can cook. This girl's a cook. I would cook a chicken breast on the stovetop. So saute it. I don't know how that was going to work, with 2 pieces of white bread with mayonnaise in the middle and salt and pepper. And I would eat it just like that. Yes, sir. All right. I realized though that I wasn't feeling well as I continued these habits post-college. They weren't working for me. So I started to kind of think of my self-care journey, including cooking. And I think it's maybe something we don't think about a lot. We think about the snacks or where we could eat or the alternatives, but growing that skill and like flexing that muscle in your brain of cooking can really impact the nourishment, obviously in your body, of course, but impact how far you can take your wellness journey. I think I've never been able to do this much with cooking. And I've never been this in control of my wellness because I know how to cook. It's no longer the only good food I can get is out to eat. The only time I can eat food that really tastes good is out to eat. Like, that doesn't exist anymore. So for me, it started really intimidating, but I didn't have to be 0 to 100. I didn't have to be a chef right away. I started by just trying to do like, okay, I wanted a veggie on my plate. So I did sweet potatoes in the air fryer. And I wanted that chicken still and maybe still some bread on the side, but I got my chicken and I got my bread. And then I realized, oh, that tasted kind of honestly flavorless. So I started playing around with seasonings. I started Googling what could I season my chicken with a little better. And I tried like 6 different things and I found things that I liked. Okay, I bopped it in the air fryer instead of on the stovetop. Now I'm in the oven with it with garlic and brown sugar and a little bit of a honey drizzle or whatever, paprika. And all of a sudden you're starting to experiment. And I think that's why cooking has become so relaxing for me, is because it's really a form of experimentation, and learning how to fuel my body feels so freaking cool. Like, it's like, oh my God, I made that. Like, that is sick. I didn't know I could make that. I didn't know I could have all these skills. I think that my urge for you in 2025 is, you probably have a saved thing on Instagram that is for recipes. Make the saved recipe. Maybe it's 1 every 2 weeks that you make. Even if it's the cookies that you wanted to make or whatever it is, who cares what it is? Cooking or baking, whatever you prefer, is so amazing to flex that muscle. And I'm not talking to ladies, I'm talking to guys, I'm talking to whoever. And this is not like me saying, oh my gosh, everybody should be able to cook. I'm just saying, The fact that I have control to fuel my body the way that I want to fuel it is pretty badass. And I'm going to continue doing that in 2025. Cook the saved recipe. That is how I started doing it. Just trying, experimenting, and cooking the saved recipe. Number 10, we made it to the top. Oh my God. Time blocking for success. I have to sing it because it's important and we're ending on a high note. Get it? Okay, cheesy dad joke. No one's in the room, so I'm tired. All right, don't laugh at me. Tying everything we've talked about together, we have to be intentional with our time and we have to be intentional with scheduling our things. I have a hard time of making time for all of the priorities that I have on my plate, the hustles, the side hustles, the cooking, the working out, the 9 to 5, all of these things would not be possible if I did not block my calendar. Holy crap, did I learn that this year. I give you permission to block off time on your 9 to 5 calendar for work time, for lunch time, for even a workout if that's not going to get you in trouble. It flies at my company, but giving yourself permission to have that time and to block your schedule is huge. Scheduling your workouts ahead of time. Sunday should be maybe your day that you choose or whatever day it is that makes you feel the happiest, where you schedule what your week of workouts look like. I literally just do this. Block workout, 1 hour legs. Block workout, 1 hour cardio. Block workout, 1 hour upper body. That's it. And that takes me not even, I'm not joking, probably 3 minutes max. Checking maybe I'm going to try to take a class that week. I block it off. You never feel scrambled. You never wonder if you're going to get there to the gym because movement is healthy and healing, you guys. So it should be a priority. You never wonder if you're going to do your 3:30 walk because you've blocked it. It's there. It's baked in. You're not going to walk over it because if you walk over your time for yourself, you are just taking away from yourself. Block your schedule. Time blocking for success. Honestly, this is the only way that I can maintain healthy habits. This is a block that I have on my calendar that I wanted to share. I didn't want to forget this. Blocking time to wind down, right? Remember my habit from number 1 or number 2 is that sleepy time schedule. Blocking time to wind down. This is so important too because it gives you the permission to say, hey, nope, I actually have to go, you guys. I'm at your house. I'm hanging out on a weeknight, but I got to go to sleep. I've got my wind down routine and I have to have an hour before bed so I can feel really good, get my REM, set myself up for the next day. If you block your schedule, you know what's going on. If you block your schedule, nothing gets left behind or not worked on or neglected. You get to continue feeling good. And you know what time blocking allows for? Sense of peace, peace of mind. Time blocking is the key to peace of mind. It is the key to space in your brain to enjoy. I did not block today's episode. Okay, for Monday when you're listening, I forgot. And guess what? I am dwindling into my sleep time. I am pulling myself away from getting into REM sleep right now, and I'm not doing my nightly routine, which would have already been done 2 hours ago. But you know what? That is on me. That was my miss on time blocking, and I get to start it all over again this week, and I'm not going to make that mistake again because it caused stress, it caused discomfort, it caused me to get off my routine. Okay? Time blocking is the key to your success journey because it is a step in the right direction every single day, every single hour. Try it. I will definitely be teaching this in the future because it has saved/changed my life. I've talked about it before that Jordan taught me, but that is 100% coming into my 2025 life. Woo! Okay. That is a list of all the things I'm taking into 2025, my 10 things, my top 10 things. I hope it was granular enough for you to be like, yeah, I know what she's talking about. I can take those things away because these things are so important and we have to give back to ourselves. Self-love is another one that I don't think I need to say it. I don't think I need to be cheesy about it, but we got to love on ourselves in 2025. This world is way too tough on us and on everybody else. We got to give ourselves love, give our neighbors love, give the people that you pass love. Even a smile is going to take us so much farther. And you will never guess how that person might impact you in the future. I have met people and I've had a shitty day and I've chose to just meet them and greet them with kindness, let's say in my fitness classes. And later down the road, those are people that are giving me opportunities or saying, hey, Sid, I thought of you immediately for this just because you've got such a good energy and because you're in this position. You have no idea how giving yourself love and giving love to people around you could impact your next chapter. Like it is amazing. Wow, I'm using funny words because I'm tired. Amazing to feel those things and to just be kind and be good to the world. So be good to yourself. I love you. I appreciate you. I respect you. I have merch coming and it is here. Like it's sitting in the house right now. We're just waiting for space to hopefully shoot a photo shoot and then create a whole content campaign. If you're wondering why I'm not doing 12 days of giveaways, it's because I'm doing 12 days of my faves instead, because the world was way too clustered and oversaturated with giveaways. So I wanted it to be special. My one ask for the giveaway is that if you do enter into the giveaway, this will be in the deets of this giveaway starting Jan 1 to the 12th. You input your email into my link in bio. If it doesn't work, it's because I already have your email, so don't panic. But that's going to be one of my asks, so just don't miss it, because if you already have your email in there, you are good to go. If you don't, you better add it because I need your email so I can keep you in the loop, okay? Stay tuned for the giveaway. Stay tuned for my merch drop. Oh my God, stay tuned if you're in Minnesota for some events that are coming up, and for my people, my crew, my amazing humans that are not in Minnesota. Stay tuned because I have a community coming for you. Okay. I love you. I got to go to bed and I will see you next week. Bye.